Hey, what's up? Nodak Tinker. So, another day in the shop. Still got this stuff, but right now I've got this. This is a customer's chair. The legs kind of do whatever they want. So, customer wants me to take it apart and tighten everything up and re-glue it. So, I'm going to do that, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to get it all clamped up, and then it's onto this. So I just went over to the Polaris dealer, and he said that this 440 puts out about 80, that's 80 horsepower, which seems really high to me, because he said your regular Briggs & Stratton 420 doesn't put out those kind of numbers. He actually said that this thing might be dangerous, and he suggested against it. So I'm going to do it. You know, should be fine, right? Should be good. I'll be careful. But, you know, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a diesel owner out there with a giant engine and a giant truck that regretted having the power when they needed it. So that's kind of how I'm trying to justify this in my mind. And I think it'll be really cool. So I'm going to stop focusing on this and get to focusing on this so I can get back to focusing on this. All right. Clamped. Fun. The plate, the mounting plate that the engine is on here, used to be going there, and I just cut it off with a grinding wheel. And I discovered the weakness in the Diablo blade. It is butter smooth right now. It will not cut anything. It barely throws a spark. The Lennox blade is still going strong. You see all those sparklies. You got a comparison. Let's see if we can see this here. Sparkly, sparkly, sparkly. Then on that leading edge, where it cuts, there's none or very few. So you can see the difference there. And I've used both of these about the same. I used them both to try to cut aluminum. I used them both on steel. And I mean, the paint is even wearing off. You know, the paint doesn't cut anything, but the paint is even wearing off faster. Oh, this one almost looks like it's wearing weird. It is wearing weird. Anyways, yeah. So I got that up there. Reason being is my buddy is going to come over and weld me up I think I already talked about this, but a little foundation. And then we got to put little rubber grommets, these little rubber dealies, whatever they're for, vibration things, dampeners. And so it's hopefully going to be, you know, a little ledge about yay high, a table, so to speak, and then going to drill there and there. And I don't know, I drew a couple of mock holes. You can't really see that one, but you can see that one pretty good. Mock holes where I thought that it would go well to drill through and the mounting bolts, whatever they're called. I don't know what these, if they're just mounting bolts or I don't know what they're called. Because the bolt is a bolt is a bolt, but this has got a rubber thingy on it. So whatever the heck that thing's called, it's going to go there. I am going to keep cutting on this. I think I'm going to start tearing into these and this guy. Cutting this off here. I am going to have my buddy weld me up a plate that attaches down here and just kind of comes up and protects the front of this thing. But I just want that whole thing to be protected and taken care of. I also did clean out inside here. Where's my flashlight? Look at that, much better. Gooder. Much gooder. Sorry, I did not use proper vernacular. Need some gooder in my life. So I'm going to keep chopping away. I'm honestly probably going to turn... Well, I got all this mocked up and it's nice and stuff, but I'm going to have to take everything off and turn this sled on its side so I can cut this from the bottom. I can't get in. I might just keep that there and then attach to that maybe for the guard. It's not a terrible idea. I don't know, we'll come up with it. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. Anyways, I also thought about putting this thing, this rack was on the back of this. I thought about putting that somehow in my sled and using it as a stabilizer or a seat or something. We'll see. My sled is way up there behind the ladder. But, I don't know. Getting ahead of myself. Anyways, I'm going to keep cutting on this. Alrighty. Ta-da! Here it is. Me and a buddy been tearing on this thing for a little bit, cutting on it. Here's all the parts. Figured out something the hard way. See, I'm not a size 2. See that little ripple right there? And that little ripple right there? It turns out that from this point, that way, there's lots of support. But that way, there's none. And I sat there. So, don't trust that aluminum will hold you up. And I will forever keep that bent as a reminder. Okay, some plans changed. Got a welder. It's a little guy. Economical, I think, is a good word for it. Doing some welding. Here's my first one. I think that means I was a little hot. Because, yeah, it was just burning right through it. And here's my second one. It's a little better. I grinded on it just to try and find imperfections. I found a couple there. And then on the inside, right there, it's not quite finished. So, there is that. But it's better than the first one. And so I'm now setting up a few jigs. I got a little magnet. Does the thing for me so I can tack it. And then I'm going to cut up another one here and clean it all up and practice welding. I'm going to try and weld the frame for this. I figured why not? I think the main welds, you know, where the engine mounts and stuff, I'm still going to have somebody who's experienced weld it, because that I think is going to be easy to screw up. So I'm going to get to practicing, and I'll show you along the way. So this is kind of what it's going to be like. I learned how to weld. Not great, but fair. Anybody who's a critic is probably going to critique it. But they're kind of strong. And hopefully they hold up. And if they don't, then I'll do it again. And again, until I get it right. Because I really want this thing to work. So, I kind of just mocked this up with a friend of mine, a guy I work with, and we've just been kind of sitting here chatting about this, and I think this is kind of the design we're going with. This is the rack off of the old machine that sat originally here. Man, I'm going to cut that little post off there. So, I think I'm going to move it back a couple of inches, giving me some room for an air box there. I'm going to have to create some sort of mounting bracket system for my exhaust. I still need oil for my crankcase. I think that's what it's called, chain case. I have to clean up all of this metal and get it ready because I'm just going to run a bead all the way down the side of this thing. I wish I could say, cool montage here, like the other YouTubers do, but once again, I don't have a good camera. I apologize. So, I do that every video. You know what? I'm gonna stop doing that. All right, I ain't got a camera. This is what I got. So, Sunday, Dave's coming over to help me mount this. Get this whole thing put together properly. I've got a plate down there that's, I don't know, I think it's 1/4 inch, 3/16. Can't tell. Don't really know. It's beefy. I think it's going to be more than beefy enough. He's got some rubber grommets thingies, dampeners to put in between the plates, and some posts that he thinks will work wonderfully in this application. So he's going to come over and help me align this. So I really need to get, it's Friday right now, Friday night. So I got quite a bit of work to do before Sunday. So I don't want him to come over here and waste his time with me not having everything ready for him. So I'm going to get everything ready, get everything mocked up. It's going to be pretty darn close to this, I think. I still can't button down whether or not I want to steer from this point. I mean, it's already attached, so it's not, I don't know, it's not more work. It's easier, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I just have to connect to this point. Or do I want to steer from this point? See, most of these track sleds that I've seen attach their handle system from here, near the end of the sled. This one's back, I don't even know, probably 20 inches, 18 inches or so. But that brings me closer to my center of gravity, which on this thing, boy, I'd venture to guess it's close to where that post is right now. As close as I can get to that, the closer I can get to that, the easier it is to be, the easier this thing's going to be to steer. You know, as in reference of force, how much force it's actually going to take to turn it. But it really, honestly, isn't hard to steer. 2 fingers. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. I am afraid of it being a little tipsy with the gas tank being so high, but it needs to be higher than the carburetor. So I might end up going with a smaller gas tank. I'm not sure on that. I'm going to consult Dave. So yeah, I'm going to keep banging away at this thing. Figure out all these questions, answer all these questions, and I hope you get something out of these videos. I hope this helps somebody somewhere create something, or gives somebody somewhere the idea that they can do, even if they don't know that they can. I mean, I researched this on YouTube and I had it in my head for a long time, and now I'm just finally kind of doing it, and I'm fumbling my way through it, and I hope somebody somewhere gets something from me fumbling. So with that, I'm gonna bust a move on this sled, and I'll bring you back later when I got some more stuff done. All right, no more mocking around. We done did it. So I figured that out. I'm going with a solid mount on it, even though everybody says I should do rubber grommets. This is gonna work. I've seen a few other videos of other people out there who are doing go-karts. Specifically right now, Cars and Cameras just got done doing one. And they have a 440cc snowmobile engine that they mounted directly without rubber grommets. I don't have the rubber grommets. I don't want to wait for the rubber grommets. If the rubber grommets are a necessity, then I will cut those 2 blocks out and fill that in with rubber grommet stuff. Or mounting brackets, whatever. I don't have this completely welded yet. I don't have this welded to the tray, or to this snowmobile tunnel. But that is mocked up properly. That is aligned properly. I just threw a couple of bolts through, so it's all going to work out hopefully here. I'm thinking about doing a test startup on it here. Oh, negative 21 degrees. Welcome back, everybody. Nodak Tinker. I have torn the sled apart again, and I'm just finishing all the welds. I'm adding in cross braces and those little thingies, and I'm going to build a platform on the back that I'm also going to use for the steering. Still got to wire wheel all of this. I put all that together before. Now I take it all apart one last time. I don't think I'm going to make it pretty yet. I don't know if I'm going to at all. But if I do, I'm going to go back and spray everything one color. So all of this and all of this will be the same color, and I'll do whatever on the outside. Sorry, I think I've got a cold. My nose is running like crazy, but because it's so cold out, I am just going to be in the shop today. So this is where I is. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to cut this guy off, this big 2-inch, just a couple inches past here. And then the upper one I'll run 4 inches past or so. And in that upper one I'll have the valley to receive the backside of the steering, which I haven't built out of those 2 pieces of tube yet. Kind of want to do this first. So this is my update. I am going to jump in on it and kick its butt, and I'll let you guys in on it when I remember to pick my camera back up again. Okay. This is just an update of where I'm at. I've got this rack finally put together. It took a whole heck of a lot longer than I expected. I had to put it on, make sure it fit, take it off, weld it all up, put it back on, made sure that it fit, clean all that front stuff up, weld it onto there. Then I got a bar welded underneath across there. Stupid me, I have to cut that out because that suspension still works, so it will bottom out on the track. I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm going back through finally and mocking up everything. Oh yeah, you haven't seen the steering. Ta-da, that's the steering. So far, so good. It works. That side's a little bit crooked, but I kind of had to tweak it. This side was great, but that angle was really hard to do on both sides, and I'm doing it freehand. I have no press or you know, big fancy saw to cut it for me. So that was freehand, and of course it was wrong, so I tweaked that to make it better. When you fold it up, you can kind of see how far it's off, but it works for now. I threw these little cross braces on there, gusset deals. Thought that it would help reinforce that joint. But the darn thing is, I don't know if you can see it here. Sorry about the shakiness here. So that's me pushing down on the suspension on the back, lifting up the front end. I'm doing it with one hand with ease. It turns really easy. Of course, that's without fuel in the tank. Boy, that tank stunk, by the way. Whew. It sat for a little while, we'll just say. So I'm attempting to kind of build my own throttle system. Anybody who's ever done this, you probably know the struggles of the throttle. The throttle cable is a nightmare because it's got a split on it. Half of it's got to go to the carburetor, the other half's got to go down there to the oil injector, and so this right here is a splitter. It goes from a single cable to 2 cables. That thing is a nightmare to try and elongate. I got a guy who said he'll do it for me for 50 bucks, or I can just buy one of these from my local car parts place. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Anyways, it's a choke cable. I can't, maybe my screen's dirty. I don't know. Or yeah. The homemade snow dog works. Here it comes. God, is it hard to control. Now I know why Polaris told me not to do it. There's power in that thing for days. I haven't even come close to reaching the top yet. There we go. She's good. I'll take it out again later. You guys will see more video.